And we are back here with this challenge match between Jacob Munoz and Brandon Amaro. I was a little late to things. I had to do the tip off, as you saw there, and then I had to get some things sorted out here. But now we are officially in the game, and there was 2 points off the bat for Brandon Amaro, and then Jacob Munoz coming back with a shot of his own, making the score now 2-1. Nice diamond drifted and an off goal there from Jacob Munoz. At the start of this, they were talking about how their performance and how they plan on playing in this game here, and they also plan on keeping things fair. And Brandon's going to give it his best, and Jacob Munoz is going to give it his best too. So both of them agreeing that there's going to be nothing held back here, especially because it is a rank match. You wouldn't want to do that anyways. Here goes another one for Jacob Munoz, making the score now 4-2. And now it is 5-2. And then Jacob seemed to try to go for another straight shot there to make the score 6-3. But luckily Brandon's defense was there and on it. Okay, well, now that I got the scoreboard correct, we are here in the second game of this first set. And there's another shot from Jacob Munoz, making the score now 3-2, Jacob. goal from Jacob Munoz. A nice block by Brandon and change of possession. And then was a left wall and then a right wall shot. And then 2 off goals to Jacob's left. Jacob playing very good defensively and then missing that at the last second there. And now the score is 4-3 Jacob Munoz. And the puck being sent off the table. It is Brandon Morrow's possession. And there's another one for Jacob Munoz, making the score 5-3. And that's another one for Jacob Munoz. This is now game point 3. I believe they're doing best of 4 of 7, unless they're doing 2 of 3. So I guess we'll find out if Jacob Munoz scores now. And now Brendan Morrow fighting out of the 3-point deficit, making it now game point 4. We have Jacob Munoz on the offense here. Brandon finally getting into things. And now Brandon Morrow making the score 7-5 as the end of that game there. You can open it. I'm writing it down. Yeah. small technical difficulties here. I'm going to try to keep the score from this point on and adjust as we go along to see what happens here. There's one for Brandon tomorrow, to my knowledge. I don't want to go out there and ask what the score is. Wait, 4-3?
Yeah.
4-3. So now, after getting the score from Brandon tomorrow, hopefully that, the score is 4-3 Brandon, and now it is 4-4. That was a nice bank shot there, a nice right wall. No, for him it was a left wall. It was a nice left wall for Jacob Munoz to get right behind Brandon's mallet to tie the score here. Block and the puck was flipped. A nice off goal from Jacob Munoz. And there we have the puck flying off the table once again. I believe for the second time in this match. And then there's now 5-4 Jacob Munoz. The score is now game point 4. Jacob Munoz taking his time with the block there. Nice block from Brandon. Slower block there, and then third time is a charm and taking the third game, Jacob Munoz.
7-5 is the final score.
7-5, okay.
Yeah. What could be the final game of the set. 2 back-to-back shots for Jacob Munoz, making the score now 2-0. And now it is 3-0, Jacob Munoz. And now Brandon tomorrow finding his way into this thing, making the score now 3-1. Jacob planning on using these rapid shots to kind of catch Brandon off guard. He's not exactly playing a fast game, but it's just when he's on the offense, he's shooting. And then scoring all himself at the worst possible time. The score is now 4-2, Jacob. Jacob's in the driver's seat when it comes to scoring for too long here. Possession for Jacob Munoz. Shots here. Both of these guys are just being not exactly blocking each other's shots, but it seems more of like just slightly misaiming or taking these slightly too aggressive shots. Exchanging shots here. And then losing possession there. Jumping to the defense. Once again, Jacob with a very slow straight, and Brandon struggling to favor, making the score now game 5. And Brandon saving up the last possible second there. And looking to go on the offense, and Jacob meeting him right up front. And a nice off goal of his own. And a block almost flipping the puck. And another nice block from Ninja Man Brandon Amaro. And there we go. That's another game to Jacob Munoz going 7-5. Brandon sending the puck off the table, and then Jacob Munoz taking full advantage of it, making the score now 1-1 in the second game of the second set. And the score is now 2-1 Jacob Munoz, and then scoring on himself, so Brandon tomorrow can tie things up. And then Jacob Munoz getting back in the lead with that really cheeky shot there. Seems like now they're getting kind of a blow for blow match here. Brandon finally breaking it up with that nice goal. And Jacob Munoz had a very slow shot there. That puck landed right outside the door and Brandon had to get it. And then losing the energy that I'm creating. to make a beautiful straight shot and tie the game up at 4 apiece. And another shot from Brandon to finally get the lead in this game. Score is now 5-4. And Jacob Munoz returning the favor, getting 5 apiece.
Score is 4-4.
4-4?
4-4.
Okay. You guys can come in and let me know, just because there'll be times where like I'll look away for a second and you guys will like be back and forth. So if I'm getting something wrong, let me know.
In between, we'll let you know because we can't, like, in the middle.
Yeah. And this is the second set, right?
This is the second set.
Okay. Because you guys didn't stop.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's updating. It's just really slow today. I'm not sure why. It's really slow today. I'm sorry. Alright, so now the score has been updated. I went a point over on both sides, but it's alright. Now Jacob Munoz to break up the tie, making it 5-4. The puck getting sent off the table, Brandon saying that he should have saved it. Jacob with some off goals here. Oh, Brandon kind of get it the last second, realizing that he could have, but a little too late. Jacob Munoz meeting him right up front, and we're now game point 4. Looks like that one almost went in and it bounced out. And obviously not too happy about that. And Jacob coming with these quick shots and being there in defense-wise, but not in speed-wise. He's just not fast enough to get there by the time Jacob shot it. Because as it's been brought to my attention, Jacob normally shoots from pretty far back on the table. So with that, him playing up front and getting right in Brandon's face, I'm pretty sure it's catching him off guard. And a slow botched shot there from Jacob. He's not too worried about it though, and then a straight shot from Brandon tomorrow. And score now game point 5. And it's plugged back in his position, and another straight shot to make it game point either way. 2 off goals. It looked like the third one was an attempt at a shot. Luckily, Brandon was there for it, ready. He's ready for this one that's coming up, and sadly, he was not. And the score is now end score ending down on 7-6, Jacob Munoz. We have some friendly banter between these guys, almost saying what they're noticing about each other, what they're picking up in the game plan, which can be a risky move, especially when you don't want your opponent to pick up on what you're doing, or what tactics you're trying to go for, what you're going to switch into, or what you're going to try to change. Because the second your opponent knows that you know it, they're probably going to switch it up on you. So it's a very risky game to do that, but luckily these are both experienced players, and hopefully Brandon uses this to finally get him a game winner's belt. Jacob Munoz starting off this game with the first goal there. Brandon sneaking by with that first score on his side of the table. And Jacob Munoz returning the favor, keeping the 1-point lead.
score is 4-1 Jacob Munoz. And now it's 4-2 Jacob Munoz. And Jacob keeping the 3-point lead. The score is now 5-2. And Brandon was giving up possession there, and Jacob Munoz making him pay for it. It's now game point 3. Or game point 2. Jacob playing a very slow game here in his game point 2. Before we get to this fourth and potentially final game of this set here, match of this set, no, game of this set here, Brandon saying that he will win at least 4, so setting the goal lines wide. Hopefully that helps drive him into this game and help him get a little leg up. Jacob Munoz starting off the first score of the night. Of this set. I believe that being the second score for Jacob Munoz. Brandon tomorrow finally getting himself on the board there. Score is 2-1 Jacob Munoz. Another outburst of frustration for Brandon tomorrow there. And an off goal and attempt at a second shot there, but the puck just behind his mallet. Jacob Munoz taking full advantage, scores now 3-1 Jacob Munoz. And another shot from Jacob Munoz. This might be the first game to end at 7-1. If Jacob Munoz keeps up the pace of that, Brandon is better defensively. And losing his mallet there. And Jacob Munoz now making the score 5-1. And now that is match point 1. Jacob Munoz. Brandon obviously frustrated with himself here. Would be his worst loss, especially coming off of a 7-2 loss in the first in the game before this one, and ending it 7-1. Also, there's mics up there, so you guys can just say it loud. Yeah, if you want to step in, you can just say it out loud. Is 4-3. Change of possession here. Keep in mind we are in the third set now, and they win. They're just going straight through these games here. It is now game point 4. Finally maintaining possession here with a slight off goal there, and another one right after that. Jacob Munoz playing right in his face once again. And the puck flying off the table. The puck is back in play, and it is game point 4. To take down the once again trading tips. Jumping into this next game, just a little banter. Some defensive tips. One of the things he said is try not to touch the goal when you block. He also said you can't block every shot. And I think that's a good thing to tell Brandon and what he does. Jump straight to the defense whenever a shot comes to him. Jake also saying that whenever you're just blocking, if you don't touch your goal, it makes you quicker and makes left full under. And then a double banger right there to make it 2-all. And Jacob Munoz to break out the tie and take the lead, making it now 3-2. Jacob Munoz. Straight shot from Brandon to show that he's still definitely in this matchup. And a very speedy block from Brandon tomorrow. Making the score 5-3. Another shot from Jacob Munoz is now game point 3. And ending it on that note, 7-3. Trading notes before we jump into the game here. Off the table, and there it goes. And a straight shot from Jacob Munoz to start this third game off. Actually, it's like the 15th game, not the 15th. This is the 11th. Unless Brandon pulls it together, this will be over soon. Scores up 3-0. Almost change of possession, Jacob Munoz. And without the change of possession, a rebound shot, I guess you could call that. So it's not 4-0. And then Brandon scoring on himself. The frustration coming out. The score is now 5-0. Jacob. And there we go. Finally getting himself on the board. Playing the upfront game with Jacob. And Jacob now making him pay for it. Game point to win. Brandon sticking with these lower shots. Seeming like he's trying to take Jacob's game here. There goes Brandon again. That's 2 points back to back. And then Jacob ending it 7-2. As he warms up for a shot right up front. A good block from Jacob Munoz. And Brandon once again sticking low. And there goes a straight shot. So it's now 3-1 for Brandon. Hopefully he can keep this momentum. Once again, playing wide and going up front again. It seems like this spacious tactic that he's playing is seeming to work out for him. And sticking to his ways with the jumping quite literally to the defense. Playing wide once again, and then Jacob ready for it and playing right in his face, fighting a turn. Now 3-all. About the loss of position and was getting it up there. Jacob Munoz now taking the lead. Brendan Moore tying it up now, making it 4-all. Now taking the lead back. Jacob is playing no calm. And then an off goal there. Great block, last second block from Brendan tomorrow there. And then once again, about mad about the loss of possession. shot seeker. And Brandon retaking the lead. Now game point 5. Jacob returning the favor. Now it's game point, match point. And Jacob ready for it, blocking both shots right up front. And then Brendan and Green both loss of possession. There's a timeout called. And there it goes. Brandon really excited about taking that first game there. And the score's finally looked at himself. It is 2-0, and then Jacob scoring on himself. Making it now 2-0. And then with another straight shot, it is now 3-1. Brandon making up for the loss in the first shot that he took. And another straight shot from Jacob Munoz. Starting to really bring down the hammer now. Another shot for Jacob Munoz to make the score now 5-2. Not a straight shot. The left wall under for Brandon to make it match point 3. Brandon mad about the loss of possession, trying to keep up with the puck here. Doing a great job with a nice block on that straight shot. And then once again the loss of possession. And there it goes. Jacob, almost an expert at making people score on themselves.
Is your bar looking a little ordinary? Is it lacking something awesome? Well, head out to your local liquor store and pick up something extraordinary. Grab a bottle of Old Humble Straight Whiskey or Old Humble Special Reserve. They're clean, smooth, easy drinking whiskeys that taste the way whiskey should taste. From humble beginnings to an extraordinary finish, Old Humble whiskeys are what your bar needs today. Walk tall, be awesome, and drink humble. Old Humble Straight Whiskey and Old Humble Special Reserve. Get yours today.
I'm thinking about this woman in Colorado that I really like. And I'm thinking about explaining to her first that to me, you're like an air hockey table.
I like fighting to the death on the table, you know, like a gladiator.
This guy hit that through. I fell in love with air hockey in June of 1973. I picked up the mallet, no glove, didn't know anything about it, won 18 games in a row. There was so much energy going through my body of air hockey greatness that my arm just, it was too much. These people are more intense than that.
What do you think, honey, of the air hockey crowd?
I won't say anything.
There's a lot of individuals in air hockey. They have unique interests and they're not a real mainstream. Men, traditionally competitive, typically not.
Okay, we're going to try a different angle here, see if we can pick something up on that Jacob side of the table. And see what he's doing different. There he goes again. And then Brandon with a straight shot to make it 3-all. And now Jacob Munoz retaking the lead. This is the fourth, potentially final set. With a change of possession with a nice stop there. 2 off goals back to back, and then a third one to make it a charm. Brandon trying to play up front like Jacob has been. And then slowest score to make it 5-3 Jacob. Tie things up and give himself a hit behind Jacob. Ooh, and then loss of possession and a block from Brandon as Jacob makes game point 4. So they're counting that one. And another nice block from Brandon tomorrow. He's got a very often on defense this game. Hopefully he gets to a point where he can just leave it on. Faces. And Jacob Munoz opponent. And sadly, he doesn't turn that temper into shots. He does kind of get wilder with his temper, and I feel like Jacob knows that. And so the more ramped up you can get him, the looser he'll be, and the more shots you'll see start to open. And then going just over, so it's a right wall over, making the score 7-2. Starting off this game with a shot. I'm saying about the second or third game that he started off. There. The puck's flying off the table. I believe that'll be Jacob Muñoz's position. And Jacob Muñoz with another straight shot. There. And then the second one going in. So it's now 2-1 Jacob, and now it is 3-1 Jacob after Brandon scoring on himself. And Brandon making up for that. Turning his 2-point deficit into a 1. Scores 3-2 Jacob Muñoz. To Jacob Muñoz, getting just behind Brandon's mallet there. Brandon getting himself back into that 1 point back and forth. Score is 4-3 Jacob Muñoz. Brandon definitely trying to climb his way into this one, and now it's his possession, so hopefully he's able to tie things up here. Straight shot, but a block from Jacob Muñoz, who then tries to go for the repossession. For the steal there, and it didn't work. And Brandon, like I said, making it a tied game now, 4-all. To rub a little salt in that wound. Score is now 5-4. And then goal is repossession here. Brandon tomorrow tying the game up now, 5-all, and then Jacob Muñoz taking that right back at his game point 5. And then it's things nice and slow here with the shot and the block treated to repossession. Jacob Muñoz turning that into a shot, repossession by Brandon tomorrow, who is now on the offense here. And Jacob Muñoz trying for a steal once again. And it was just a little bit too slow. And now the steal turned to a straight shot, ending the game at 7-5. And now we are entering the potential final game. It was 7-5 now. but ending with Jacob Munoz. And a few, two off goals there, and then the third one going in. Jacob Munoz making it now 1-0. Now Brendan Amaro with a shot of his own to tie the game up. Like he said earlier, he's looking to take one more game. Keep in mind his initial goal was 4 games. And now only down to 2. Like his score here. It's 2-1 Brendan Amaro. And now it's 3-1 Brendan Amaro. Seems like he's finally zeroed in, still focused. Zeroed in on that third nice block, went for a possession, went for a steal there. Looks like the defense is working out from this, so I would say that he's better off, playing the defensive side. Now the puck is in his possession, and not that the offense hasn't really scored. It's 3-1. The possession here, Brendan's trying to step back to that defense. He's a little slower on it, and then extending his body once again, and recentering back to this focused position that seems to be working out for him. It's usually when he starts zeroing in on the puck and stop trying to predict what Jacob's going to do, it works out better for him. But now the score is 3-2, and then Brandon keeping that 2-point lead. It is now 4-2. Definitely fighting for the driver's seat in this game, but nonetheless staying in it. The score is now 5-2, Brendan Amaro. Very serious here. You see his whole demeanor has changed. He's definitely not as jumpy about things. Naturally, his whole thing is jumping to his defense, so that happens. You're seeing him being more solid in his stance, movements, not too much wasted energy anymore. And now the change of possession. Goal there. And 2 shots back to back, and then Jacob Munoz with a steal, and then a straight shot to make it 5-3. Nice back and forth here. Job at it, change of possession, and then the stealing of the puck by Jacob Munoz. Brendan starting to heat up a little bit, and then returning right back to that cool nature with another straight shot, making it now game point 3. This is the most prominent lead that Brandon's had in this matchup between these two. Hopefully he's able to keep it. Keep this demeanor, his premonition about taking one more game, and then a timeout is called. After a timeout being called, he just gets into this neutral state in the middle, and then the loss of his mallet, Jacob Munoz. Jacob Munoz finally back into this thing, and now that one ending 7-4, Brendan Amaro. Second win and his most prominent, 7-4. possession that is Brandon's. And another straight shot from Brandon. Taking it out 3 line. Lost position there. Bringing them around, keeping possession of the puck. Shooting right up front. Jacob a little far back the line and now starting to drift towards the center of the table. And now he's shooting right up front again. And a nice block and stop by Brendan tomorrow. Change of possession here, keeping things nice and smooth. It's 2 off goals there, Brendan ready for both of them. And then a nice block of the straight. Defense is zeroed in for Brendan tomorrow here. Not exactly seeing an opening for Jacob Munoz here. And a very slow block there. It could have been a steal for Brendan tomorrow. I'm not going for it. And there it is. Defense was absolutely zeroed in by Brandon tomorrow. He was blocking almost every shot that Jacob came back with. And then the second Jacob got possession, he came back with that straight. The score's now 3-all. And then now Jacob Munoz taking over again. 4-3. And Brandon saying that he's not done yet. He got the game up, make it 4-all. Everything point. Jacob scores again, it's all over. And a nice kind of reverse shot there. Luckily, they would block it. And then you get away Jacob's body. And that shot there did not go in. And then there it goes. It's all over. Ending it at 7-4.
So, you guys done?
Yeah.
Is your bar looking a little ordinary? Is it lacking something awesome? Well, head out to your local liquor store and pick up something extraordinary. Grab a bottle of Old Humble Straight Whiskey or Old Humble Special Reserve. They're clean, smooth, easy drinking whiskeys that taste the way whiskey should taste. From humble beginnings to an extraordinary finish, Old Humble whiskeys are what your bar needs today. Walk tall, be awesome, and drink humble. Old Humble Straight Whiskey and Old Humble Special Reserve. Get yours today.
I'm thinking about this woman in Colorado that I really like. You know, I'm thinking about explaining to her first that to me you're like an air hockey table.
I like fighting to the death on the table, you know, like a gladiator.
This guy hit that through. I fell in love with air hockey in June of 1973. I picked up the mallet, no glove, didn't know anything about it, won 18 games in a row. There was so much energy going through my body of air hockey greatness that my arm just, it was too much.
These people are more intense than average.
What do you think, honey, of the air hockey crowd?
I won't say anything.
There's a lot of individuals in air hockey. They have unique interests and they're not a real mainstream. Men, traditionally competitive, typically not in relationships with women, kind of loners, kind of in love with the table and maybe married to the table, I don't know.
I used to play air hockey every day. I'd play 30, 40 games a day. I would just play air hockey. That's what I like to do.
That's ridiculous.
Mark feels like he has to make sure that air hockey's not going to die, to make sure that when he is dead, air hockey will continue living.
I think the extinction of air hockey is a very real concern.
The arcades are virtually extinct these days.
Unless somebody is able to come in and do some really radical marketing, it may not be around.
We have wives, we have jobs, we have things that we can spend our money on rather than coming to Vegas to play air hockey. So there's definitely something about air hockey that's keeping us going.
We're really starting to reach out and connect the fan base to the sponsor base to the player base.
Tony gets to that under! Like to win 16-3! Horse next to 0! Unbelievable!
The moment of playing air hockey, there is no misery. You're playing air hockey.
Why they have jump rope and things like that on ESPN and not air hockey, it's kind of beyond me.
Yeah, he basically wasn't as tough as I thought he was going to be. I let him keep his rank this time, but... Did you hear me? Oh, I was trying to fuck with you. Like, I barely cut the door, so I was like... Yeah, he wasn't as hard as I thought he was going to be. I let him keep his rank this time, but next time... I'm just playing, man.
Here's your headset. And, try to talk into this little portion of the mic because that one's really shitty. Okay. So, and boom. We're here now.
I am not in the camera. How do I get in the camera?
Is this camera right here? Yeah, it's right here. Boom. Okay. Hi. So I just want to start off by you've seen the scores and you were actually in the game, unlike me. What I want to start off by asking, like, what was the hardest set for you? Just because like you have the scores there, and like also I feel like you would remember which one was like the hardest for you to like jump into and all that.
Honestly, I think I came out strong. So not the first set. The second to third set was really tough because we were in the middle of it. I was like in the midst of like, hey, I'm figuring something out, but also he's adapting, and I had to realize like this is a level 7 player. Yeah. Like I'm going up against, it's like David and Goliath.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't pull through, but it was tough. I kind of doubted myself, and that's when I started to fall down. The 7-2s, 7-3s, Yeah. And then towards the end, I'd say, to answer your question, the third set was really tough for me.
Yeah. Okay, so on the flip side, like I thought you were getting into that. What was your best set? What do you think you finally liked?
Honestly, I know it may not look like it, but the fourth set, especially the last few games.
Yeah.
Because I really honed down. I was like, and I was determined. My goal was to win 4 games. I won 2, and I feel like that's good still, Yeah,
especially because like you said in the last set, I started to see you like because if we could like play back the footage, which you can right now, but you could definitely see like at the very beginning you were like there was a lot more movement. In the last one you were like very zeroed in, and it was like
I needed to focus on my shots. I was trying to be more accurate because the very first game of the first set, I made it past them like 5 times, but they were just a little off. So that could have made the difference of that game,
Yeah.
And so I realized that I was like, okay, I'm not gonna beat him at his own game of speed. I have to slow it down. I have to focus.
Yeah, exactly.
To get even close to my goal.
Okay. And what do you think your biggest strength was? Like, what do you think that's one thing that you capitalized on?
I think I'm notorious for getting pissed off and for throwing my mouth and really losing my shit and giving up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my strength today was not giving up.
Yeah,
Just really honing in and again, focused on my goal.
Yeah, that's good. And I think the last second before we get Jacob Munoz, so then we can get you guys to talk about the game and get a fight in here. My last question would be, if you could go back to a specific set and like with that mindset that you had in that last one, what do you think the best game for you to go back in? Like the one that you feel like you could have took?
Yeah, there was the first time we got to 6-6, so let's see when that was. The second set, second game, if I could go back to that, I started realizing he was leaving the cut wide open because he knew, and I just couldn't, and I was looking at it right before I shot the right wall. I was like, dang.
Yeah.
If I could go back to that, and so that I could, from there, move forward and adjust and play with that, that would have been what I've done.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Because I was curious because I was looking at the games and I saw there were points where like you guys were going back and forth and I was like, okay, and then like, like either one of you would take the lead or the other one of you would take the lead because like I said in the last game, you started to come back strong. Like, I think for a second there it was 4-1 or...
It was 4-1, 4-2, yeah.
And that's why I was like, okay, he's going to take this one then.
I thought so.
Yeah, so like I just was curious, like, if you could apply that somewhere else. But, yeah, so... That was good. I know we're going to get Jacob in here so that way then, like I said, I can get my fight.
All right, let's do it. Here you go.
Is your bar looking a little ordinary? Is it lacking something awesome? Well, head out to your local liquor store and pick up something extraordinary. Grab a bottle of Old Humble Straight Whiskey or Old Humble Special Reserve. They're clean, smooth, easy drinking whiskeys that taste the way whiskey should taste. From humble beginnings to an extraordinary finish, Old Humble whiskeys are what your bar needs today. Walk tall, be awesome, and drink humble. Old Humble Straight Whiskey and Old Humble Special Reserve. Get yours today.
I'm thinking about this woman in Colorado that I really like. I'm thinking about explaining to her first that to me, you're like an air hockey table.
I like fighting to the death on the table, like a gladiator.
I just got hit in the throat. I fell in love with air hockey in June of 1973. I picked up the mallet, no glove.
So I'm going to start off with the same question that I asked Brandon. What do you think was your weakest points of the game? Like if you had to like think back, and what was one of the parts where you feel like you kind of slipped up at?
I was just practicing too much. I told Brandon, I was like, I'm gonna play you as if I'm playing like someone from the top 10 or whatever. But really like I told him I would give him a chance to play me because whenever I was, trying to come up in the sport and everything, I would challenge, very tough competitors at the time, and they wouldn't give me a chance and everything. So I know the feeling, and so I told him, I was like, yeah, we could play. He was like, all right, cool. So really for him, it was just, this kind of like, it helped him in a sense. It'll help him in the long run. And I told him, I was like, me as a person, I'll take a challenge match, but not everyone will be the same way. Like they'll try to ignore the lower competitors, who try to challenge them. Yeah. And so I told him, I was like, so after this match today, continue to play, people that are higher than me, or even lower than me, because at the end of the day, it's all about getting better in the sport. Yeah, exactly. Whether you play someone from the top 20 or whatever, just strive to try to get better, and yeah, he played strong, especially at the end. He started to realize, hey, I need to start, crunching up, on my defense and stuff. And that last game, the only reason why I was able to come out ahead was because I started to pick up the pace on him. And as for the previous game that he had stolen from me, he slowed it down on me. So that was a good call on his behalf. And yeah, he played strong compared to what I thought he was gonna play. I mean, 2 games. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
You know? And you know, but he does play me quite a bit, so he knows my game. But still, I mean, even after that, you know, he realizes, you know, where he needed to change and stuff like that. So yeah, overall he played really strong.
Okay. And in the sets here, what is the points where you feel like you were at your strongest? What do you think like you were really like picking it up and like, I don't know, at what points, I guess, would you, if I were to oversimplify it, did it feel kind of easy?
It felt easy whenever I hit that turkey shot on him. That's whenever I was like, okay, that's
yeah.
I told him, I was like, man, come on, you know, and he's like, I'm trying to figure out, you know, how are all your shots going in and stuff. I told him, I said, whenever I do defense, it's more of a natural kind of thing, because they, the professionals or whatever you want to call them, they like to do this optimal triangle defense. Really, the way I look at it is, yeah, I mean, that's the right kind of attitude to have towards it, but me, I like to have it to where it's more of a natural kind of feel. So, you know, I don't just pull back whenever I feel like, hey, if I see a left wall, I'm gonna pull back for left wall or something like that. You know, I like to make it more of just a natural feel, because if you worry too much about defense, then you're not worrying about your offense, and then your offense starts to fall. So, but it goes both ways. Sometimes you can become too relaxed on your defense and then just flying in. That's what happened when I was playing Brandon. Now he was, you know, I was just real too laxed on the defense, and he was getting through. I was like, oh shit, you know, let me pick up on my defense a little bit. And so yeah, he started to realize, you know, that he wasn't going to be able to match my speed. So he had to just slow it down, and that way at the end he was able to steal another game off of me, because otherwise I probably would have 4-0'd him that last set, but that wasn't the case. So
okay. And speaking on that, I think the last question I have for this portion here, in that 7-6 game, the one where he with the first one that he took, and that one, do you think that there was anything you could have changed and, like, you know, done that better and probably taken that game, or did you think that it was just like a change of performance on his end?
It was a change of performance, but it also had a lot to do with me. Once you get to, it has a lot to do with pressure, you know, and then so sometimes your shots might get sloppy and stuff like that, you know. So it had a lot to do with just his performance overall. Those games, the games that he took were the best that he played. So, and it just happened to so be that that's whenever my game would start to crumble a little bit. Wow. So, and I happened to pick it up after a certain amount of time. So that's what made it, it made it to where I could, you know, 4-0 him and stuff like that. But once he realized, hey, you know, I need to kind of slow him down a little bit, that's whenever he, you know, Brandon's a smart player, you know, I want him to take this experience, you know, and learn from it, you know, like, hey, you know, you're gonna lose a lot before you start to win, and we've all been there, you know. You gotta learn to be a good loser before you can be a good winner. So right now he's learning, and he's matured quite a bit in the sport compared to how he used to be. You know, he's matured a lot. So yeah, he's learning, he's getting better. It's just a matter of time, and who knows? I mean, he could be in the top 10 as well. You know, you just got to keep a positive mind about, you know, the sport at least. You know, if things don't go your way, it's just how it is. You know, like my cousin Frank likes to say, you know, it's the way of the puck. You know, so. But yeah.
Well, that's all I have for that. So we're going to get Brandon in here in a second. Just let you guys talk about the game a little bit, and then that'll be it.
Is your bar looking a little ordinary? Is it lacking something awesome? Well, head out to your local liquor store and pick up something extraordinary. Grab a bottle of Old Humble Straight Whiskey or Old Humble Special Reserve. They're clean, smooth, easy drinking whiskeys that taste the way whiskey should taste. From humble beginnings to an extraordinary finish, Old Humble whiskeys are what your bar needs today. Walk tall, be awesome, and drink humble. Old Humble Straight Whiskey and Old Humble Special Reserve. Get yours today.
So, I guess I could start off like a prompt question.
Yeah, do like a prompt.
Okay. All right, and now all three of us are here, and we're gonna let you guys talk a little bit. So for the start of the question for me to like get you guys going in this is in that specific 7-4 game. I'm gonna zero in on that one because I feel like that's the biggest shift in this. Do you think that was like a mode that you went in and out of for both of you? Like, do you think that's just one thing that you were like slipping up over that you were capitalizing on that just kind of showed a lot in that one game, or do you think it was just like a momentum shift?
Which one are you talking about specifically?
7-4, this last one.
Oh, the very last game?
Yeah, the one that you took from me.
Oh, from honestly, I think it was just I made a promise to myself that I wasn't gonna leave without winning one. I know I had already won one at that point, but I resealed it. I said, you know what, I'm gonna get one more. I said I wanted 4 total, and I'm gonna get one more, and I just really honed in. Jacob actually gave me some advice earlier in the match that I took and used to get that game. I don't think that he was slipping up or anything, in my opinion. I think that I kind of just honed down and caught him a little off guard from that.
Yeah, he played strong that game. Made it to where I couldn't shoot just any shot. You know, I had to be real accurate. Otherwise, he was just blocking everything. So it made it to the point that his defense was just so tough to get through. So and then as the pressure started to lean more and more on me, his shots and his defense and everything was so much accurate compared to mine, at least that game. So yeah, he learned from something out of this whole match here. He learned from something, and he was able to. And I knew once he realized, okay, this is probably gonna be the last game. So you know, I need to start. Yeah, I need to step it up a little bit, and so he did. He, you know, 7-4, and like I told him, 2 games. I mean, it's not a set, but it's a start. You know.
Yeah. And overall, do you think?
Go ahead. I was just gonna say immediately after that, the 7-4. You know, I took the lead for a while there, and again, I don't think it was a slip up. That even though I lost, I don't think it was a slip up. I think that is just proof that, you know, this is a level 7 player versus a level 4 player. You know, I was able to adjust, but it took me a whole challenge match to adjust and figure out what I need to do. Yeah. This is a level 7 player who knows how to adjust quickly, and he realizes that he needs to finish this so that I don't win a few more games. Yeah. And he took the initiative and did what he needed to do.
Okay, so overall on both ends, do you guys think there's something that you gotta take away from this, or that something you gotta re-examine on your thing?
Oh, absolutely. For me, I think, you know, even in the moment, he gave me that advice, and there's a lot that I gotta, you know, sometimes it's not all about who can make the first shot and stuff. It's, you know, you gotta slow down and really focus on what you're doing. Just because they're playing a fast game doesn't mean you need to. You know, I learned a lot from this.
Yeah, that's the whole point. I accepted this match because because I know what it feels like to be, you know, not given a chance. So, you know, it's all about giving a chance. You know, it's, you know, that's the point of the sport. You're supposed to be able to, if someone challenges you, you're supposed to accept it. Whoever's next in line and stuff like that. And I feel like in the air hockey world, it's gotten it's not the same like it should be. But so I took the match and everything, and, you know, I was like, all right, you know, maybe I can you know, teach them some of the fundamentals, you know, some of the things that I learned, you know, that no one would, would have taught me back then. So yeah, he, like I said, he learned, even though it took a whole match to really start to key in. It's like I said, it's still a step to the right direction, because I'm the first level 7 player that you've played, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
that level. Yeah. Something I do want to talk about is kind of going into this match. I want to know the differences between like my thoughts going in versus somebody who, my thoughts of like this super challenge of like the odds are lottery status versus going in knowing you're most likely going to win. What are your thoughts on when you were coming into this match?
I mean, I knew that that you were gonna want a game off me. I know that for sure, and it was up to me to decide if that was gonna be the outcome or not. And no matter how it played out, it didn't matter if I played the absolute best and I made the best shots. You still, the games that you took were your games. That 7-6 game right there, that was a close game. It could have went either or.
Yeah.
But I think I actually took the lead from you, and then you took it back, made it 6-6. So,
yeah.
So that was just overall determination. And you told me, you said, hey, I want to leave with the game at least. If not 4 games, 1 game at least.
Yeah.
And then you followed it up with that 7-4 in the final set. And like I was telling Josh here, once you realize, hey, it's a final game. I need to pick it up a bit, and you did. Yeah, it was. I was really impressed with how your defense was keying in, because before I was able to just practice and score little shots here and there, and then it made it to where as if I was playing you in a real tournament kind of thing, like a real setting. And even though this was more of a learning experience, I feel like you could take this and then use it towards
tonight to win at Bryant's.
But yeah, that's for any any kind of player that comes your way or anything, I like to believe that you can take this from today and use it to your advantage.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have anything else you want to say?
Well, for me, I just wanted to finish off the discussion. For me, it was coming in knowing this big hurdle was in front of me. So I, setting a goal, setting a realistic goal. Obviously, everybody wants to win, right? I would love to take 7th. That'd be a huge upset. But realistically, for how long I've been playing, for my actual skill level and abilities, it wasn't realistic that I was going to win, right? So I had to give myself a goal. Once I met that goal, it's set another goal. I did that. I feel like I didn't meet my my 4 games, but I came in and I met my goal of I'm not leaving without 1 game.
Yeah.
And then I upped it. I'm not leaving without 2 games. And I did that. So
okay.
I think if people are out there and they're low level and they're scared, they should go challenge somebody higher, because you learn a lot. And I know that's one of the, like with Angie, she's really scared of playing people because she's like, I'm gonna lose. I have to tell her, like, challenge matches aren't always about winning and losing. It's about learning.
Yeah.
Like, I've lost more challenge matches than I've won, and it's grown me every time.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's good. And I feel like what you said about the whole taking challenge matches, I feel like especially in the last challenge match that I was here for, I've noticed that you guys talk a lot during it and like trade a lot of notes.
Yeah.
And is that like in a hopes of like, oh, maybe they'll take a game? Like you hope they'll take a game? Like even though I hope you don't want them to take a whole game from you.
No, I think it's more in the spirit of you don't. Nobody wants to come out there and be like, yeah, okay, this is easy, whatever. Nobody wants to go out there and not have fun.
Yeah.
When you're doing something repetitively and it's just easy, people want competition. They want that fire, they want that, and just in general sportsmanship, you want to up your opponent. So I think that's what he was doing for me, and the best way I could do that for him was to give him a good game.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to come out and give him the best game, and that's why I cut my shit and was like, I can't get mad, you know? I can't get mad, I can't throw it, because I'm not going to give him a good game, and he's going to say, I wasted my time on coming out and playing Brandon. I wanted him to come out and be like, I'm glad that I could teach Brandon something. I'm glad I could come play Brandon today, you know?
That's, he said it probably better than what I could. Yeah, that's the whole point of giving him the advice and everything. Just, you know, overall just trying to teach him, you know, the fundamentals of what it is to be an air hockey player. You know, I feel like people, they come in, they just play the sport, you know, they take it lightly. Really, it's more than just a game. It's about bringing people up, you know, trying to teach new things, you know, and, you know, yeah, just you know, strive to get better, you know, try to learn new things, play tougher and tougher opponents, and you know, just, you know, try to make it expand the sport than, you know, more than what it is today.
So you guys got anything else to say before we just call it here?
Yeah, that's
good. Yeah. Just one more thing. One more, and then
go ahead.
Along with playing higher level players, play different players, because in this sport, it's all about matchups and stuff, right? It's about, you know, one person's play style versus another, and I truly believe that the way to succeed in air hockey is going to be either find your own way to play, stick to those fundamentals, and then find your own way to play. Because if you don't do that, and you're just playing a one-dimensional game, you're only going to go so far. That's why you want to go find other people, and don't copy them, right? But see what they're doing and see how you can do that better, or how you can do that in your own way.
Yeah.
So that's how.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for being here. You guys had a great game. I really enjoyed watching it and commentating. You know, being completely biased in the booth. But yeah, I think that's all we have to say for here. Thank you for tuning in.